Hello, we are welcoming Shelby Means to the show today. We're super excited to have you. Welcome.
Well, thank y'all. So great to be here with you.
Tell us where you're coming to us from today.
I'm in beautiful South Carolina, the Low Country. I'm here on Folly Beach, actually, which is outside of Charleston.
and we can see that it's beautiful because you're sitting
Yes.
outside.
Yeah.
Love
Yep.
it.
It
Love
just
it.
turned 6 o'clock, so the dogs are allowed on the beach now. Um,
Yay.
so my husband's taking our dog Casper for a walk.
Is that a rule? Like they can't go out at a certain time?
During the summer, between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m., no dogs allowed on the beach.
Oh,
Interesting. I didn't know that.
probably because there's
Yeah.
so many
Oh,
people.
I'm
And
sure.
yeah,
It
yeah.
gets really crowded. The tides are really big here, so the beach can be like huge at one point in the day and then really small. So it does get crowded and hot. Usually it's just hot, so it's not good
Yeah.
for the dogs to be out in the middle of the day anyway.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sand on their hot sand on their
Oh,
feet
yeah.
too,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sure. Yeah. We're huge
Yeah.
dog people too.
Oh, gosh,
So
yes.
Yes, good. Okay. Not just rambling about my dog for no reason.
no, three and she has three.
Yeah.
So we can talk dogs all day if you want.
Wow, amazing. Casper actually was in the recording studio when I was making my record that just came out.
Okay.
We were just going to ask you about the
Yes.
debut album. Tell us all about it, how it came to be, and how exciting it is.
Yes, yes, it was, I guess, I was like 38 years in the making, you know? It's taken me a while to work up the nerve to want to record a full solo album. And it's funny to say solo, but it's because I had so many friends play on it and amazing pickers. But under my own name, I suppose, is what I mean. So, yeah, I saw my husband Joel, and he about 3 years ago, he started making a record with Maya DeVitri as the producer. And I was just observing and coming in, singing some vocals and helping out with that process, and just really loved Maya's production style. She was really easy to work with and seemed like gentle and a great listener and someone who could really make decisions in the studio that was very beneficial, I saw to Joel. So I got to thinking like maybe I want Maya to produce my record. And so I asked her and she said yes, and then we got to dreaming up like what I call my Shelby's best chili pickin' party.
That's fantastic. I love it.
Yeah.
That's great. So we know, I mean, you've had a lot of experience playing with other people, and now it is
Mhm.
time for your first solo album. But tell us how you actually got started in music. Like, how did it all begin?
Well, I going back to when I was in the womb in Kentucky. Um, my dad always played music. I think he started playing when he was 13, and eventually he and my mom moved to Kentucky for work, and he made some friends that played music there, and they would come over, and anytime the music was playing, this especially this one guy, Jesse, anytime he would play his guitar, apparently I would just like be boogieing in my mom's belly. And then whenever he stopped, I would stop. So I don't
So
know.
cute.
It's always been in me, I think, since at the time I was just not even born. But my dad playing music was a big influence on me. He always encouraged me and my brother to learn different instruments. I started on the fiddle and then began singing a lot. And I really wanted to learn harmony singing because I just thought that was a good skill. So when I was in fifth grade, I switched from singing soprano to singing alto so that I could train my ear, and I have a lower voice, so it worked good for that. But the sopranos, they can't really hear harmony often because you're just trained to sing the lead part.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
I switched to alto, and in fifth grade I tried the viola, and then I didn't stick with that. But then my dad said you should definitely learn the guitar before you learn any other instrument. So I went to the guitar, learned some chords, and then when I was 14, I started playing the bass, and that one stuck.
I love it.
That's
Love
the
it.
one that
The gotcha.
Yeah. I don't know why it's the biggest one, but it's also one that you don't have to like it stands up on its own. You don't have to like wear it over
Yes.
you, which
Yeah.
maybe helped me. I don't know.
Well, we are learning guitar
Yes. Oh my
and
gosh.
piano, so
Yep.
we get it.
Wow.
That
Yep.
it can
Yeah.
be really difficult.
Yes.
And
Mhm.
I don't know, we're both kind of like, is guitar for us or is
I know
piano for
sometimes. I
us?
know. Yeah. Well, and I also started on the viola and it did not stick. It's not a good match. I'll just
It's
say
an odd
that.
instrument, but
Yes.
very
But
beautiful.
yeah, I'd
And
like to, maybe someday I'd go back and just give it a
try
try
it,
and just
yeah.
see.
yeah.
Do I remember anything? Probably not.
It's funny because I think you are the person who has the youngest story of when they got into music in Mama's belly.
Yeah.
That's
That's
awesome.
great.
Yes. But what do you
Yes.
think is the hardest part about being a musician?
Well, I think it depends on my mood. Um, like traveling for one is hard. I'm always on the road, but I do love it. So obviously my Suitcase Blues song is about the kind of just the struggle of having to pack up and leave. But then once I get on the road, then I'm usually pretty happy to be settling into the routine of that and performing for people and bringing my songs to life. But I also think that the self-promotion is a big challenge for being a musician, and it's beautiful that we have such a wide web of that we can put our information out there for people to see, but it's overwhelming at times. Like
yeah.
I just created this, like, what I think is the most beautiful album that I've ever made, and it feels like the work is like it's out, so it's like the work is done, but no, it's far from over now.
Yes.
Now's where the
Yes.
work really begins.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Will you be touring the album and going around? What is the plan?
Yeah, I have a lot of tour dates this summer and fall coming up they're all listed on my website, shelbymeans.com. Oops, sorry, the UPS van's going by. I hope it
We
isn't too
can't hear
loud.
him.
Okay,
Nope.
good.
Nope.
Great. Um, so a lot of tour dates, and I kind of am excited. I'm heading out west in July. I'll be in Wyoming and Colorado, opening for my friend Langhorne Slim in some places in
Oh, yeah.
Colorado.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then playing Rocky Grass. We have one final show left with Molly Tuttle and Golden Highway. So playing Rocky Grass, but I also got a Shelby Means band set at the Wildflower Pavilion at Rocky Grass. I'm really excited about that.
That's
And
cool.
yeah, I'm just excited to see where the music takes me. It's a wild and it's exciting and nerve-wracking all at the same time going off on my own.
Yeah, very
I think
exciting.
exciting. Yeah. I'm
Yes.
sure
Good,
they're
yeah.
we
They're
know
like very similar, very close feeling.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yes. Nervous yet excited.
They do say you're
Yeah.
supposed to focus your anxiety and turn it into excitement. So
That's
there
right.
you go.
Yes.
There we go. There we go.
So we want to pick your brain a little bit for our listeners and for ourselves about writing, especially since you just got done doing your album and putting it out there. How do you see a song from start to finish? Does it start with melody first? Is it lyrics first? How does that work for you?
For me, a lot of the time, it is melody. And I often don't even need an instrument when I'm starting a song. Like I'll be driving and get something stuck in my head, a little turn, three notes or something even, and then usually the lyrics come very closely with the melody. Um, it's almost like you're listening, like you listen for something coming. Like I don't know why it feels like it comes from the sky sometimes, but and so then I'll usually just grab a voice memo or my cell phone and start recording a voice memo. And just there's a lot of space and silence as I'm driving or whatever it is, walking or something. Um, so just going back in and listening for the ideas later. Then that's like the harder work comes where one of my challenges is that the editor voice comes in really quickly when
Yeah.
I'm writing. So I try to just not like, I'm like, oh, I see you. You're the editor. Okay. I'm gonna just let it flow. It's okay. There's no bad ideas, no wrong ideas here, and keep writing. And write sometimes a lot of verses, or sometimes just, perfectly what it's supposed to say comes out. But you just have to, I guess, kind of be there for those moments to show up for it and um, finish it out. And I do like to do co-writing a lot
Mhm.
as uh, I feel that even with the bass, that's such a collaborative instrument. Like I usually love to have one or more people playing with me. So the same with co-writing. And on my record, I have a lot of co-writes, a few that I wrote on my own, and then a lot of co-writes and a lot with my husband and Maya and some friends like from long ago in Nashville. And then Brendan Lee and I co-wrote the five-string wake-up call. And that was an amazing, I had the idea. I knew I wanted to write a song about my dad waking me up as a kid playing the banjo and how annoying that was, but how sweet I feel that it is looking back on it now.
Yeah.
So we sat down on FaceTime and finished the song start to finish in an hour.
Wow.
So that one
Wow.
just kind of a testament to Brennan Lee, and she really understood where I was coming from. She could relate to that idea, and then we just got it done.
Very
Didn't want to
cool.
write anything too complicated for that. So that maybe was why it was so easy and quick. Yeah, but Joy, the last song on my record, was a co-write with Sam Ray in Charleston here, and we got together for several weeks, once a week, and would meet up and just revisit the song. And often she had thought about it a lot and decided like there was a chord section that needed to happen, or we tweak the lyrics or something. So yeah, it's just every song is a little different,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
They're
know?
all born differently
I was-
into the world.
I was going to say it's so fascinating
Yes.
to see the different experience between the two, like how different. One takes weeks, one takes
Mhm.
hours.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
What do you do
Yeah,
when you get?
and
Oh, go ahead.
well, I think purpose was really helpful. Like I had a specific reason to write the song, and I had a deadline because March 13, 14, and 15, we were going in the studio with the big dog, and I had to have my songs ready. I couldn't show up half written material, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So that deadline certainly helped me a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say, what do you do when you get stuck writing a song? Like, how do you get unstuck?
I was stuck on High Plains, Wyoming for years.
Oh, gosh.
So I tried bringing in different collaborators and writers, and sifting back through my notebooks, I found verses that I had written that were really good, and I was like, oh, I just couldn't see it back then because I was in so deep with the song.
Yeah.
Like nothing felt good enough. So it was just go on the back burner, and then I would do something else. Other songs came, and that song stayed in my notebook, and then eventually Maya Davitri came to town to do some pre-production, and I was really stuck on the chorus. There was not it wasn't feeling like the chorus was complete. And so I asked if she would help co-write that one, and her tip was to find a way to stretch it out. Like when we reach the chorus, just find a something to stretch. Like what can we stretch? Because in the verses it's been kind of like blah 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 blah.
Hmm.
So when we get to the chorus, it might be nice for it to go like ah instead of just blah blah blah. So that was a really helpful tip from her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel like in that process too, do you feel like that self-editor was involved there too? Like, oh, this isn't good because you wanted to say, because we both suffer from that same self-editor.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, it's funny, and it is hard because as a songwriter, you don't want to write necessarily the first thing that comes to your mind, the first rhyme that you come up with, because it's a placeholder in a way.
Yeah.
Um, so I think it's important to have the editor in like a little voice inside of your head saying, can you go deeper? Is there something deeper here to uncover? And that is hard to differentiate sometimes from the editor voice that's like,
Yes.
this isn't good enough from the negative editor. This isn't good enough,
Yeah.
or can we go deeper? I think it's the framing of the question, because like, can we go deeper helps you think that there is somewhere to go, that you can dig deeper
Yes.
and uncover more truth of whatever the song is that you're writing. But if you're like, oh, this isn't good enough
Then
in
you
your
just
head,
stop.
then maybe you
Yeah.
just stop. Yeah.
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 That's great. That's a great way to frame it. I
It
like
is, and that how can you go deeper helps you helps things to come up to the surface too.
Yeah.
Where you can start to, okay, I can go there. There is something here rather than
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
This is horrible. Yeah.
Yeah. Totally.
that.
You're telling yourself this is a safe space.
Yep.
That negative voice isn't going to come in. We're not going to let it get the best of us. So you can
Go
feel
ahead,
your
go ahead.
feelings. Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
So as a creative and a person who is on the road a ton with
Yeah.
touring and everything, how do you maintain mental and physical well-being? That's a huge thing that we like to talk about with artists because it's something that people kind of put to the wayside. So how does that work for you?
Yes. Well, last year I was touring a lot, and we were staying in hotels often, or would have a hotel room available to us. And I started going to the gym there. Um, and then I realized that I was just kind of floundering. I didn't really know what to do. I would do the workout machines, and then I didn't feel like I was doing it right. So I called up my friend Kate Counts, who lives in Charleston, and she's a yoga teacher and personal trainer. So she did a personal coaching for me 2 times, once on the road or maybe more times. Um, but she gave me a workout to do and just said like that lifting weights is really important for women, especially in our late 30s or beyond, even to just start to help our bones and maintain that muscle mass. Because my instrument is super large, and I had a lot of
Oh
help
gosh, yeah.
hauling it around with the crew and everything, but a lot of the time I'm still carrying it places. So I kind of, that for one keeps me in shape, but like going to the gym and doing the workouts also really helps with, Kate told me that when you lift weights, it balances hormones, it balances our hormones out a little bit, whereas like going for a run might shift into like a cortisol release,
Mhm.
Yeah.
which is great for me because I do not like running. I'd much rather lift weights.
That's okay. That's your
Okay,
That's right.
balances my hormones. Perfect. That's
I
good.
love
But
Oh, that's
yeah,
fun.
and sometimes journaling helps me mental health wise, and I use the Insight Timer app a lot on
nice.
my phone. Um, when things get tough, I'll just try and make a habit, do that every day. I wish I was in a better habit of doing it, whether things are tough or not,
Yeah. Yep.
But
Yep.
it's still there, and I can go to that, access those tools. And in 2015, I was trained as a yoga teacher. So I have a background in yoga and breath, and that sort of helps me on the road as well when I'm stiff or need to pep up with my energy, do some extra breathing or whatever. And
Well,
Grounds
breath,
you.
yes, well, and breath always is
Yeah.
good for singing, of course,
For
too.
singing. Yes.
Yep. So that's great.
Should we ask our
Yes.
4 questions?
We're
Okay.
gonna ask
Oh, okay.
our big
Okay.
four, our four questions that we asked. And the first one is, what is your first gig, or what was your first gig, and what has been your favorite gig so far?
Oh gosh. My first paid gig? I do not
Sure.
remember. I don't know. I don't
You
know.
don't know?
No. Let's see. So I had a band in high school called Long Road Home, and we were a bluegrass band. My brother was in the band. Okay, so I think maybe this is. So I played a lot with my dad in his band, Big Hollow Bluegrass Band, around town. And those, I don't know if I would count, but yeah, those were probably my first gigs. But then Long Road Home was actually my band, and we did the Rocky Grass Band contest, and we didn't win the first year. Then we went back, did it again the second year, And then the second year we won. So then we got to play on Rocky Grass,
Oh,
on the
cool.
Rocky Grass stage the next
That's
year.
awesome.
That was a pretty good gig. I don't know.
That's
It definitely wasn't my first gig, but anyway, notable. And
Would
my
you say that?
favorite
Okay.
gig
Yeah. So far, we always say.
Yeah.
so
so far.
far, honestly, we played Newport Folk Festival last year, and
Awesome.
that was amazing.
That's cool.
I really hope I get to play there again. But gosh, with the last 3.5 years with Molly Tuttle was truly amazing. We opened at the Gorge for Dave Matthews, which
Oh,
is just a
cool.
legendary venue. We
Yeah.
performed at the Ryman Auditorium, and it was basically sold out. So that was beautiful. And so many Hardly Strictly. We were the backing band for Steve Earle, and that was really
Yes.
amazing. Like I just can't even remember all the things that we did, but in 3.5 years, we really got through a lot of life goals. Like check, 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 check,
Bucket list.
check.
Yeah,
Yes.
amazing experiences.
That
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
cool. Okay, second
Awesome.
question. Who would you say are your influences?
Oh, early influences, Emmylou Harris and Alison Krauss and Union Station, definitely.
We get to
Yay.
see Allison
On
on
Sunday.
Sunday this week.
Oh,
I'm super excited.
oh my
super excited.
God.
Okay,
I can't wait to see them.
I'm
Yeah,
same.
I'm super excited. Yes.
Okay, who or what are you listening to on repeat?
Well, I was listening to I'm With Her. They put out a new record recently, and that
Cool.
song Rhododendron on the very end of their
Oh,
it's really beautiful.
very
Um,
cool.
but
It's a
the
good
other day I had to put on Ernest Tubb, and I know my baby loves me in I know my baby loves me in the most peculiar way, I think is the title of the song. It's really, really good.
That's
All right.
fun. That was fun.
I love it.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, would you have another one?
No, it was in her own I know my baby loves me in her own peculiar way. Her own
That's it,
peculiar
yeah.
way. That's it.
Okay, what advice would you give to new musicians or songwriters?
Uh, well, if you're trying to learn the guitar, there's this thing called Blue Ridge Guitar Camp, I think.
Okay.
It's hosted by Brian Sutton. And I actually just went, my husband and Maya, my producer, they auditioned for the camp and said, we're going to go learn guitar. And it was
Oh my
such a
gosh.
beautiful experience. Brian Sutton is an amazing teacher. He had coffee talks every morning at like 9 a.m. And he would invite a neuroscientist or therapist up and to talk about the science of making mistakes and what happens in your brain when you make a mistake and how your Goldilocks range is like 20, if you're making a mistake 25 to 50% of the time, then when you go to sleep, your brain will be able to kind of create a new neural pathway. And so when you wake up, then you will have improved or you'll make some progress in your
Oh.
sleep. So learning about reframing mistakes was really cool. And I would recommend going to guitar camp or finding just a group of people that are interested in the same sort of thing and connecting with them.
So
Very
you have to
fun.
audition for guitar camp. Can you really be really, really bad and still get
Like-
in?
I'm not sure what their requirements are, but I mean, maybe
It's worth a
maybe.
try, right?
It's definitely worth a try.
It's great.
Yeah,
gosh.
it's definitely worth a try.
I love it.
They
I
were
love
all
it.
ages at the camp. It was really cool.
Where is the camp held?
It's in Brevard, North Carolina,
Okay,
at the
cool.
Brevard Blue Ridge Music Center.
We're gonna have to look into this. That
Yes,
sounds
we are.
great.
We are.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
I love it. And now it is time for your shameless plug. We already heard a little bit about your website, but tell us again and where we can find your music, your social media, all of that stuff, Bandcamp, whatever you have.
Yes. You can find my music all over the internet, Spotify, Tidal, all of the streaming services, and YouTube. And if you want a direct way to support me, head to my website, shelbymeans.com. You can order my CD and some vinyl records. And also all the tour dates are up there, and some bios and just a lot of different information. Um,
Very cool.
Very cool.
yeah, I think Instagram is probably my favorite social
Yep.
outlet. So check me out there
Us
on
too.
Instagram.
It's the
Yeah.
easiest.
Yes. Yeah,
I think so.
That's great.
awesome. Well,
Oh my gosh,
listeners,
thank you
check it
so
out.
much.
Yes,
This has
thank you
been-
so very much.
So this has been so cool. I was so excited that we got this
Oh,
to work. So thank you very much.
yeah. Thanks y'all for having me.